I mean, well, not anymore, but um, Trump and all this.
Oh, I was reading and I'm going, I shouldn't even be reading about the news. It's scary. It's so, so scary.
Well,
But now,
what's scary too was Democrats what they were doing.
yeah,
That's even scarier. To
well,
allow the nation, humanity in the U.S. to take that plunge into like completely uh, chaos, spiritual chaos,
well, it's still there. The
the
spiritual chaos is,
transgendering and all that stuff is
yeah.
like that's fallen angel stuff. That's the cloning, like
Yeah.
they were
Well, I agree
hybriding.
with that. I agree with him in stating that there's male and female and that's it. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally
Oh,
agree.
their business
But the business,
aspect. Oh man, yeah, no,
yeah,
no.
because now that Europe is gathering together because they are. I was reading about it that France, especially Germany and they're going to start building up their military because Trump. They truly believe that Trump has sided with Putin and Ukraine is the big question mark. That's the
They
question
want to
mark.
rob them. They want to rob their material.
But
We have so
Putin
many
wants to rule
computers.
over.
We
Putin
don't need
wants to,
computers.
and then well, you know, Trump wants all their natural resources for
Yeah, that's all he
whatever
wants.
they
That's
have.
what
I
he
know,
wants.
but it's the partnership of owning, so that they would tell. This is part of the dictatorship. This is part of what you would call dictatorship, because he would come in and he would tell them, okay, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do, and he wants and
Very
Europe,
rude too.
Europe, Europe is really afraid about um, United States and Russia becoming, doing whatever, Putin siding with Putin in order to get
And China's
Ukraine.
right there, right
But
next to
China
each
is
other.
kind of backing off because they said something about that they really want Taiwan. They want Taiwan. So you could see how these three different major or four different major areas. And another thing is that there was, and I believe this, Trump was putting his 25% tariff on Canada. Well, and he was saying about all the fentanyl that was being imported in, exported or imported in. That's a big lie. That is a lie. What Trump really wants, he wants Canada to be the 51st state. He wants Canada as a state of the United States because then they have resources. Because then he's got the control of the whole area,
I
and
don't know.
he wants it. He really truly wants it to be a state. And of course, it's not. I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. But anyway, and then not only that, let's see what else was said that was oh um, changed the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Yeah, that's laughable. And he wants the Suez Canal. It belongs to the United States. No, it doesn't. It does not belong to the United States. He wants it so he can run that area through because of the sea. It's a passage between two seas, and so therefore the United States would have control of that. So then you know what that would do. Not only that, now they're attacking Social Security and Medicare. They're also cutting Veterans Administration. They're firing veterans that have served this country and getting rid of and downloading. What's that going to do to this country? All these people are going to be unemployed. What's
What's
going to happen? It's going
really
to cause inflation, something terrible.
yeah,
This is what he wants to do, and
the
he's already.
people. It's all the people.
The people
The
need to wake up.
government. Yeah, the people already knew. You have to. Uh, they have the Constitution. If that
They
is
better
not
wake up.
important to you, which is hasn't been,
No,
I don't know what we're going off on.
he's
We're going
going.
off on Republican parties and these two parties that
Are fighting.
are
They're fighting. They're fighting between each
yeah,
other.
but
They're
that's not
literally
the
fighting.
Constitution. These
No,
parties,
no,
it never was like that.
no.
Um,
Well, it was a long time ago in the beginning, but
But it
I
says
would.
you have to overthrow the government.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you or your government is too radical, you must overthrow it. So it's the people that are asleep.
Yeah,
It's the
and they need
people
to
that
wake
are
up.
distracted. It's the people. It don't have to be war. It can be boycott, and you just don't do anything anymore.
Right.
But they have to come together. It has to be at least the Constitution and the Bible. You'll do really good with instructions. But people don't know these things anymore. They don't. They're very
They're
entertained.
lazy.
They're
They're
just
lazy.
so entertained with what's going on with
But
the.
what's going to happen? Okay, you're going to have all these people that are unemployed. That's going to cause inflation. That means the prices are going to go up. The
There's
people
no way
need to
already.
wake up.
There's no way to reverse it already. It's gone. What we're talking is fantasy stuff, like just
Well, we're already,
wishful thinking.
yeah, it's wishful
It's
thinking, but
done.
but
It's done. It's done. They have the. We are just asleep. The people are not gonna wake up. That's not gonna
till
happen.
it's too late. And then what are they going to do?
Yeah, you have
What
to
are they
be.
going to do
You
when you
have to
wake up?
be
When you finally
prepared.
wake up and you find
That's
out the
why
truth?
we have to be prepared. Those that do know
Yeah.
have to be prepared. You can't be. There's too much. There's too many people. There's too many people. The government has nothing even close to this. It's an illusion. Uh, it's like a little. What can I compare it to? It's like a ringmaster controlling a lion. The lion is completely dominant over this person, ringmaster, and he controls him by the whip, and he controls him probably by food. Just those two little things. But the lion growing up doesn't know that it's big and that it can completely end the life of this guy here. Huge by far. That's how powerful the people are. But they're so asleep because of the TV and the cell phones now. They fear. They put so much fear into them. The government's not that big because the military is part of the people. So is the government part of the people.
Well, the government, actually, the military is owned by the government because they become
Yeah,
part of the
they
government.
become part of that, but
Yeah.
still, there's no way that the military or the government is anywhere near close to the size of the people. It's just like the Nazis.
See, that's the same
A
thing that
certain
happened.
people, a certain platoon of soldiers are controlling a massive amount of people with a gun. Just with a gun.
Oh, I
There
know.
can be 6 soldiers only with a gun.
Right.
And they are controlling
Right.
about 5,000 people. And the people don't do nothing but stand there and
And
just
that's what's
listen.
happening. That's what's happening right now.
That's
We
how
see it.
huge the lopsidedness is. We're so huge, but they have the TV, they have the microphone, they have their words, and they have the TV. They are able to mass tell people and scare them to death. And the people thinking,
It's the
okay,
same.
that's our government. We're still part of the same government. It's radical a long time ago. What's wrong with y'all?
Well, that's why. I mean, I
It's
can.
very fearful though too of the people.
I,
It's fearful.
what's
The people
happening
are
today?
fearful.
What's happening today is exactly what happened with when Hitler became in power. I could see it. It's the same. It's the same
It's
thing.
propaganda, but people are in it. Even I would just even defending the Constitution is worth it, but they're not even doing that.
They don't even know the.
They don't even know the Constitution. It's like the Constitution is not even part of the play here. So where are you? Where are we? That's why it's so confusing. We don't have no foundation. There's no foundation. That's why all the houses are. Everybody's house is just being swept over by a storm. Anything can. They build their houses on sand. Everybody's house is on sand. No one's house is on solid rock. And the solid rock would be the Constitution. Our solid rock is the Bible,
Right.
which is pretty much, the rocks are in the earth. We're
Yeah.
the earth.
Yeah.
The Bible is the whole earth. The Constitution is only
No,
a
the
rock.
Bible is our constitution. It's how we live.
It is, but
It's our
that's so much bigger. That tells us so much more than what the Constitution tells us. The Constitution is a mountain compared to the earth. The mountain is inside the earth, on the earth. The Bible is the earth. That's our Constitution. That's how big our Constitution is. And the U.S. Constitution is a mountain only compared to what the Bible is. it complements itself. It's still part of the earth. It is. It
Well, they're
complements
also
itself,
man-made. The Constitution was also man-made.
but very man-made. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
you got to,
loopholes through
that's
it.
a little different than being, you know, that Constitution.
That I would re-edit. That needs to be upgraded,
Yeah,
updated.
yeah, it's out of
Very
date.
little talk of the
It's
Constitution.
really out of date because things
Hmm.
have changed
They
so
gotta
much.
fix those loopholes. There's loopholes through it because the slavery was huge back then.
Right, right.
It had to be. They knew it. They knew the money makers know what's going on. That's why it's like it's so hard to produce what they want to do with no labor.
Well, that's what I mean. The slaves are what built this country.
Hmm.
They, I'm not, the ones that had the money.
Yeah.
They weren't out there in the fields.
No,
It
no,
was
no, no. You
it
got
was the
even
slaves.
today we're the new slaves. The
Yeah.
the thing with the Mexicans is that immigrants, Mexicans, is we
Well,
don't.
you can't say, you're gonna have to say immigrants because immigrants come from
Yeah,
all over.
all over.
They come from all over.
But money, well, yeah. But they, without knowledge, it's nothing. I mean, uh, you're not even part of the fight. They're not even variables that you can count in the equation. They're not. They're just workers, and they don't care about anything else but
Surviving.
surviving. That is it. They don't want to know nothing. They don't have knowledge of nothing. All that works against us. It's just like the movie I showed you, The Matrix. Everyone becomes an agent. Everyone. Even a regular person can become turned into the agent and turn you in. That you're trying to. That we're not united. And there's ways to build militias. There's a right.
Oh, there.
It's in our constitution to build
They're
a
out there.
militia.
They're
They're
out
out there. They really are, and that's probably what I'm going to run into in the East Coast now, in this side of the pilgrimage
there.
now.
Virginia, you'll probably the West
Yeah.
Virginia. You're gonna read it. The Virginias. You're gonna Tennessee.
Mhm.
You're gonna do it in
Mm.
Appalachians. I mean,
But
believe
they
me.
are still. They're still in this until the Bible becomes their constitution. They're all a threat. They're all still part of that. You see how we're alone we are? The people that use the Bible as their constitution, which is the biggest constitution there is, the oldest, they that's a remnant. That's a very small remnant. But we should be the smart, easiest ones to be able to communicate and organize. Like, oh my gosh, even that's tough. That's how you just worry about what we have, what you have, what we are here. You know what you have, where you're at. Um, death is the
Well,
sweetest thing.
actually, when you think about it, okay, I'm gonna die. So I'm just
Yeah,
waiting. That's the end. Then
that's
I
the
don't have
only
to worry
escape
about it.
from it.
Then I don't have to
You
worry
don't
about
have to
anything
worry
anymore.
nothing about it,
Hey, it's just
and
like,
you will feel sorry for us. You will feel sorry for the people. I already do, and I'm not dead. I already do. I was like, I'm sorry. There's no. I know what's going on, and there's no other thing but civil war. That's all there is. There's nothing else. How else you saw that? How did you get solved the first time? Civil war. How else? It's just the blacks were completely. It was white people who had a heart and said, all right, we're not gonna the North, right? Supposedly, how the story goes.
It was the North.
And they were white people too. They're like, all right, we're just not gonna allow this anymore. We're gonna help y'all
Well,
out.
you have it. See, you got to remember.
Abraham Lincoln, whatever he was saying,
The
and
United States wasn't there. Yeah, there was some California, and there was some, but Texas was still part of Mexico. I think it was. I think Florida was part of France. There's part you got to look. You got to go back into your history and look how the United States was, because it wasn't like it is
it
today.
was bloody.
It wasn't like
It was
today.
bloody.
You've got the North. You've got the North, and then you've got the South, and they were completely. I mean, it was like
Yeah,
a definite.
that's
line.
what we just saw. We've been seeing movies
Right.
like,
And like my great grandfather, it was my great grandfather. He lived in the North, and he fought in the Revolutionary War. He met his bride, who was from the South.
oh yeah.
They got married, and she got disowned
Mm-hmm.
because she married a Northerner.
A white man can be it's not a white man. It's not. There's no color to hate. Hate knows
No.
no color. It doesn't.
Well, that's
A
the
white man can be a Mexican guy, a Latino.
right.
It can be a black guy. I've seen it all. I've seen these people. Oh, you're just as mean as that. They then they grew up with that hate, and now the big thing for me is that I see is bad. Is black on black crime. Black on black crime is the
And why do
worst.
they do it?
They learned it from the racism. That's what they
But
keep doing, and you know the broken homes, the movie Mind. How do they keep the military like that? They just don't fix the problems. Keep the
they
drugs in,
just
keep
they
the alcohol there, so the abused kids can become part of the military. If we don't have these psycho kids in our military, we're not gonna be strong. And strong meaning killers. That's what I mean by strong.
well
Doesn't
the
mean
military.
mentally strong. They end up killing themselves most of the time. The suicide rate is huge, but it's all by design. I was like, they can let's stop selling alcohol. It's killing everybody. No, that's not the plan. The plan is to keep this big vicious cycle going, all of it. If we don't have domestic violence, if we don't have the crime, if we don't have this, we're not gonna have jobs for the cops. We're not gonna have military guys who don't have dads to come in to serve us. Uncle Sam. They know what they're doing. It's very programmed. The job that I'm trying to tell you is we must get out of her. Get out of her, my people. Get out of her, my people. The father screams it. They scream it, and that's what I'm telling you. I was like, there's no fixing this. Are you kidding me?
Oh no,
You know,
it's
this
too
is
late.
pure Civil War stuff. This has been a bully a long time ago. But you have Uvalde. Uvalde's a small town. It's United States in a microscopic view. If you can't even control your own town like that, nothing's ever gonna get started. This would be a perfect place to start everything. This will get whatever, you know, it's already on the map. By why the father did it, you never know. But it's an advantage if that ever would come to happen. I don't think like that anymore. I can't. I'm a priest. I don't think like that. A priest just does this. It just upholds the Bible. Priest. There. There's no other meaning to it. We gotta know that words are not what they seem to be today, and what Christianity has done to these words. Apostle, prophet, priest. They've made them into their institutions. I was like, you're not a priest unless you go to 8, 12 years to seminary, Roman Catholicism seminary, and it's the hugest Christianity. I don't know. It came out of
I don't call
it's a
Catholicism
beast.
Christianity.
It's a beast.
I don't call. To be honest, I've never.
No, sister, the whole thing.
I
If
don't.
one falls, all of it has to fall. All of it. It's not the truth. Nothing of Christianity is the truth. All it is Gentiles making their own religion. We have our readings today. That's why we got them today for our talk right here, perhaps. They were saying, no, you need to be circumcised to be part of this. And they were saying, no, you don't. Not anymore.
That's even in the Bible.
It's what our readings. It's our readings today. It's clearly, it answers all of it. It answers my ministry. It answers what I preach.
I am a Gentile. I am a Gentile.
You were a Gentile.
Okay, I would, but then
you started wanting to keep the Sabbaths now.
Yeah.
You want Sabbath is the number one marker. If any circumcision is bigger than circumcision is Sabbath. If the Sabbath does not mean to you what it means in the Bible, then you're not Hebrew. The Sabbath is the marker of till the very end. It's the identifier.
What do we say? It's a commandment. No.
Yes, well, it is. It's number 4.
That we rest on this because we
a non-negotiable.
And it is till the end of time. So what am
Forever.
I going to do when you leave?
You have the scriptures.
But how am I going to celebrate? I thought of that. How am I going to celebrate?
You can do it yourself. All you got to do is do the readings.
Yeah, I can do that. I do that.
Pray your hand over the reading. Over a bread, over a tortilla. And you have your wine. You drink wine.
Yeah.
You're already doing it. I do it. How do I do it by myself? Exactly like this. Anywhere. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. The whole goal of it is that it's too simple. You're going to forget it if you don't uphold it.
No, I won't. No.
If you uphold it, you conquered.
No,
If you make it a habit,
I have to have a day. I have to have it. No, I
you
have
have
to
to
have a
have that
day.
day. That's
I
what
have
makes
to
you a
have a
Hebrew.
day where I
That's what
am
makes you a
quiet.
Hebrew. Hmm.
It's my day to reflect. It's my day of get back to see how. What's the word I want?
You just separate it for the Father. You,
McConaughey said it. I need to readjust myself. That's it.
yeah.
I want that day where I can reflect. I can be quiet. I can readjust myself.
And that's every week. Every week. When you get better and stronger, it's every day. Every day. Because you're there. That's what you are. That's who you are. That's what you become. Because the Bible became you. You became the Bible. The Holy Spirit, you became that. It entered you. I don't know when that happens. It just does it. But you will battle. It will be a battle to do that. It's so simple. You will stop doing it. You'll just forget about it. Forget about it. And that's why you need fellowship. That's why you do need a congregation. You do need to go to a place, and it strengthens you. But it's not an hour like Christianity,
It's
and
a
then do
day.
whatever you want.
It's a day.
It's a whole day of, all right, stop. And then, we go by the moon simply because it is the oldest clock that there is. It's physically in front of us. It's physically there. It's not made up. We can look at the moon and it keeps the time, and it's been keeping that time longer than anything on earth. It was created on the second day. On the No, the second day was the firmament. The third day were the luminaries. And it was meant to keep the times, the seasons, and the days and the years. And it does, perfectly.
Yeah, well, that's why they have astrologers because they could read. They could read the stars
Hmm.
and the moon. They read the stars and the moon, just like the Aztecs.
Reading the stars and that, you can, that takes some time. It's really tough, even
Oh, I could. I
even
mean,
for
I
me.
don't.
The big one is the Dipper. The
Yeah.
Big Dipper.
I remember.
That's
I used to
that's
be.
a big marker. Other than that, there's other things, of course, that are happening. But the Big Dipper tells you what season we're in, by looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Uh, those are the Spica stars and Arcticus. Uh, the two big bright stars on the Big Dipper. That's They're the ones that keep the seasons. The moon keeps the days. It marks the days precisely. Um,
The moon is the night, and the sun is the day, and the Big Dipper. Yeah, I know the Big Dipper had a, but I wasn't sure what because I'm not into astrology. I just,
I don't know. It's very tough. It's very tough, but
I just don't understand it.
that's all it is. You have to know the difference between Gentile and Hebrew. There's only two, and you're either one or you're the other. There's no complication. What's complicated
And that's
really
what,
makes it complicated of the political thing is that there's also liberals, but that one's kind of overshadowed by Republicans and Democrats. But then you have the cartels. That's a whole different politic. And it is. It's very well alive. That's the one that uh no, it's hard to be. That's the demon one. That's the demonic one. It is a politic in its own self.
oh yeah, I
It's
know,
a
and
it's
it's out
it's
there. I know
it's a
that
party
it's
in
a
its
secret,
whole
like a
self.
secret society.
A secret
It is. It's a secret society.
secret society, but political as well. That controls anything it wants to because it's about death. It's like the hand of death, the cartel. You have to include it in there. It's huge. It's too huge. There's no way about it. People are just too see. They're afraid. They love the comfort life. It's gone. It's done until the Father says, "All right, it's judgment time." Boom. The Father can control anything. The Father can really cause catastrophic
Oh, and
damage.
you could see